some of the statistics that you and some of the stuff that you were associating this to, and we talked about this at the top of the show. You're talking about clinical issues, depression, and it's kind of been known for years, even going back to Beethoven and Mozart and people like that. They've talked about that these great artists suffered from depression, as most great artists do. You've done a little research into this.
Exactly. There's a whole set of circumstances that an artist lives with his whole life, and a lot of people, the artist doesn't understand it himself. People around him don't understand it. They just think he's, he's an artist. He's different. But they really do suffer from ADD, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder is huge. And of course, depression. These are real world issues that have to be taken into account. Incredibly talented people have.
Well, and what a double-edged sword. If you're somebody that's bipolar, and you're creating great art at the manic phase of your bipolar disorder, and then on the inverse of that, you're in massive depression afterwards, which leads you to self-medication,
there you go.
Which leads you to perhaps death, depending on how you handle things. And like you say, when you look at artists, giant artists. This description could have fit Elvis. It probably fit Michael Jackson, who we just lost.
Absolutely. It's actually hard to find a quote-unquote sober artist. It's actually impossible to find one who hasn't been raked over the coals by his record contract, of which, too, another thing that we're going to break it open. You know what? It's not just about whistleblowing or anything like that, or pointing out problems, because that's easy to do in a documentary. That really is easy. I have to bring solutions here that the kids can learn from.
Well, let me ask you this. The state of the industry is nowhere near the state of the industry when you entered it in the early 80s.
Right.
With Overkill.
Yeah. As of yesterday, EMI is gone, right? We're down to three major labels.
Three major labels, really, and Sony seems to own everything. But now let me ask you this. Yeah. Is the problem worse, do you think? It's my contention now. I think that art is at an all-time low, and this is just my own personal opinion. I think it's never been easier for an artist to record themselves, to get their product out to the masses via the internet. We've never seen an age like this yet. For some reason, we are not seeing great musical art made at this time now. Do you think the problem is going to be worse or better as we're getting into a more corporate structured music industry, probably more corporately controlled than we've ever seen? I
think things can get better, quite honestly, through the messages delivered in this film. Kids have to stop. The attention span is almost non-existent of kids. So now, how is anyone? Will there ever be a Stairway to Heaven written again when kids are stopping every 5 seconds to tweet somebody?
I
you gotta
agree.
Be kidding me.
No.
We got to get back to art. You know what? We live in a culture that's just too fast and everything's instantaneous, 24/7. That's one issue. The other issue is that the artists do have a lot of opportunities through the internet and independent companies and all that. But the whole problem since the beginning is that we've always just completely ignored. We've never understood what the attorney said, number one. And number two is that because artists are right-brain people, the rest of the world is left-brain. There are some business things. You want to be in the music business, you got to understand that second word, business. Because when everyone else is okay and you can't pay your bills, and you wonder why. You know what? You signed a contract that you did not understand. So it's a matter of understanding. You know what? Meaning, speaking for artists, a lot of our problems, I won't say we created ourselves. We didn't, but we let ourselves get victimized by the industry because we didn't pay attention. All we thought about was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The word money was left out of that.
And when you're talking, go to the trailer. Definitely go see this trailer. But when you're talking, and I don't have the lawyer's name in front of me, and I'm sorry about that, my friend, but there's a point where you're discussing this exact thing. And basically, the lawyer is chuckling. He's giving you the information, but he's basically saying, yeah, we slide these contracts across the table, and we know that the artists don't understand what they're signing. They just want to sign.
Yeah, and the guys, I'm talking about the guys that I've interviewed so far, myself, you know what we're doing? The attorney's explaining, who's supposed to be the moderator, right? Supposed to be working for the best interest of both parties. And the musician's young, half-stoned, whatever. This is just the way it is. We're sitting around there. We feel real important. Our day has come. The attorney is talking to us, telling us what's in the contract. We don't understand the verbiage he's using. We're all looking at each other left to right going, hey, man, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, man, that's cool. And we don't know what the hell he said.
Right, exactly.
It's insane. I mean, it's cool to be a kid and just like kind of, oh, yeah, man, dude, this is great. But, at the end of the day, what happened? We by not paying attention, it caught up with us.
Well, and like you say, you sign a contract like this, and you don't understand that touring costs you money. So now you go on tour, and the record label has put up the money, and you've signed an agreement where touring costs you money. So you're done touring, your record's doing fantastic, but you're in the hole to the record label. Now, if you take a person that has bipolar disorder or something like that, any type of depressive disorder, now you would be in a state of depression, and once again down the path that you're talking about in the movie.
Yeah. It's a matter of the information is there. You need to embrace it. Knowledge has been sort of shifted aside as not being important. It's the most important thing for survival. Forget stardom. Stardom, you know what? Even mega talented people, it is a crapshoot. There is I refer to it as a trend window. Look at like Anvil, their movie, and there's this resurgence of success. They never stopped doing what they were in the first place. Okay, so kids have to pay attention if they want to survive.
Absolutely,
to survive first.
So the website is welcometothedream.com, and one of the things that we want to talk about, we're quickly running out of time, and I'm sorry, we're going to have you on again, but welcometothedream.com, and you are actually looking to get funds. So if there's people that want to invest in this movie, this is an important movie, and it should be made.
That it has to be made. It has to. Otherwise, look what happened on May 24th. Paul Gray and Slipknot. He overdosed.
That's right.
This will keep happening. By the way, the website, you got to put hyphens in between all the words.
Yeah, so it's welcome, hyphen between all the words. Welcometothedream.com. Rat Skates you can find on Facebook.
There's ratskates.com as well.
Yeah, ratskates.com.
Ratskates.com, yeah. And I think I did find this on Facebook. And when I got to tell you, brother, when I first seen it and watched the 10-minute trailer, which is produced amazingly, by the way, filmed and produced amazingly, I was floored. I mean, it really was, it floored me. We have to head to a commercial break, my friend, and we'll be in touch with you in the next couple of weeks. We got to talk to you about this again. Once again, folks, welcometothedream.com. Stick around. Heard it on the X radio show.
Hey, it's Robbie from the Goo Goo Dolls and Music is Art. Please join us on Sunday, November.
What's that?